All right, man. I'm gonna be honest. Where's the Star Wars games at? Like, really, where's the Star Wars games at, man? You know, I've been getting into a lot of reaction YouTube. Yes, I know reaction YouTube, the underbelly of YouTube, and I kind of like see people like watching Star Wars movies. So me personally, I'm like a moderate fan of Star Wars. Like I seen like a lot of Star Wars projects. Like I seen a lot of Star Wars. I think I seen every Star Wars movie, and I seen a lot of projects about Star Wars. And I was young, I owned like lightsabers and stuff. But I kind of wish I still had them, man. I ain't gonna lie. Well, basically, I've seen a lot of like the Star Wars stuff, like Star Wars media. I'm deep in the culture. I wouldn't say something like Harry Potter, where I kind of not seen like most of the movies and I kind of know what's going on, but I'm deeply invested into lore. Now I'm deeply invested to Star Wars for sure. I play like most of the games, the Battlefront 2, Battlefront 1. Yes, in that order. Speaking of order, played Jedi Fallen Order, I believe the game is called. I like that. That was the one with Cal Kestis. I think they're making a second one of that. That's gonna be really good. That was one game that was single player that they made. It was actually a good game. I played the online MMO. I'll get back to that in a minute because I need to talk about a good chunk of that for a minute. And I played like the KOTOR games. Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. I think I've beaten both and played them on so many different systems it makes my head hurt. I know they're supposed to be developing some kind of Star Wars game where it's like a Telltale game. I'm honestly so interested in that because I feel like Star Wars does that best with the light side and the dark side and being able to choose choices. Which, by the way, just on a little side note, is my favorite type of game. I love Mass Effect. And they do like the evil and good thing too. I really love those games for some reason. Karma system. But if I'm being honest, like, I just feel like we're missing out on a lot of games. Like I watched all the different, I also got the Legos, but I looked at a couple of distant games and stuff. We really ain't got much for Star Wars. I feel like I love everything about the world, and obviously people do not like the new trilogy at all. I like some of the movies, like as a movie aspect. As a Star Wars fan, not really. I didn't like them at all. But I mean, we got some of the stuff like my Mandalorian, Andor, Obi-Wan, Kenobi show. Star Wars still booming right now, and that's a fact. The sucky thing was that we were supposed to get a remake of KOTOR, but apparently the remake was so trash they had to fire a whole bunch of people and just completely scrap it, and it's on hiatus for like the near future. That's absolutely tragic. I'm not gonna lie. That sucks. Like, if I'm in their shoes, that sucks. Because not only was they working on this game and it was apparently close to being somewhat finalized, they showed like the little snippet of what the game is gonna play like, and basically they told everybody to shut it down and just kind of like fire a whole bunch of people. We're gonna start over. So that's gonna be coming out whenever it wants to. And that's just I said I was gonna bring it up. The Star Wars MMO is one of the funnest MMO I've ever played. But I feel like it's being underutilized at this point because I love the story in there because you get to make a lot of different choices. The story is different for, every character that you play as. You play as a bounty hunter, if you play as like a smuggler or a scoundrel, you play as a Jedi, Sith, or, Jedi Inquisitor, or Conqueror, whatever it's called. You get to play around with a lot of the story, and that's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's really fun to just play around with a lot of the story and just kind of make different, like I would make dark choices here, make good choices there, and just stay neutrally good the whole time, But I feel like the games will slow down to a crawl. I think EA is going to lose the license for making the games soon if they've not already lost it. And that's going to add a whole bunch of new games popping out from different developers. They'll probably still go back to EA for like other stuff, but this time we'll actually get developers to work on an amazing Star Wars game. Because generally what I want is I want the Star Wars equivalent of like a Marvel's, not Marvel's Avengers, I'm just joking, but a Marvel Spider-Man. Like I want something like that, like a narrative adventure where you get to explore. And obviously the whole Fallen Order Cal Kestis thing is something close to that, but that's known as like a Dark Souls clone in a sort of way to speak. I feel like to me, I want something that's more aligned with my values. I want a game that's really like a really good narrative experience, and the story is a lot of something that keeps me attached to the franchise. The story is why I keep coming back. That's why I would love to see something like that, because I love Star Wars. I really do. I think it's a fire franchise. I think it's a great franchise. Obviously Disney's messed it up with a couple of properties, but all in all, it's definitely a fire franchise. So for me, man, I'm looking at it like there's no way we don't have any games. Like I said about the MMO, if I really enjoyed it myself, I think it should be dropping on PlayStations or Xbox. I think it definitely should. Yes, it's like the graphics are a little slight outdated, but honestly, if you can make it on the console and make it so it can run, decently in terms of like icons and such, I think a lot of people get a kick out of playing as a Jedi on PlayStation. Right now, specifically, still a computer game, and it will be a computer game only for the next, few weeks. No, I'm just joking. But it's gonna probably stay a computer game for the rest of its life. It might not get a chance to come to consoles. But I mean, they did make Bleach Brave Souls and put it on console, and that's a mobile game. So there's definitely ways you can do it. If you should do it, there's a lot of big questions there. But with that being said, guys, let me know how you feel about the next Star Wars game. Where is the next Star Wars game? What are they gonna do in terms of movies? Like, what is the franchise headed forward to in the future? Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys myself next video.